It happens in a split second. A shadow glides over the sun-baked sediment. Triceratops stops feeding. The ground trembles. There's a rush of air as a massive predator closes in from behind. The horns level, defensive posture locking in place. Triceratops horridus faces a direct challenge from Tyrannosaurus rex. This isn't some routine moment on the Cretaceous floodplain. One animal is about to test the limits of offense and defense built over millions of years. Hello, and thanks for joining me, Daniel Carter. Today's cinematic clash draws from fossil traces in Late Maastrichtian, Late Cretaceous, Western North America, right here in what's now Montana's Hell Creek region. For Triceratops, survival means standing firm, blocking, or escaping the jaws of the ultimate predator, T-Rex. If the horns miss or the position slips even for a second, there's no second chance. For Triceratops, every sense is keyed in. Time slows to the measured rise and fall of its chest. It plants its 4 feet wide in the dusty silt, body weight shifting forward. That huge skull comes into play, a single, fused shield swinging into the path of danger. Those brow horns, one curving slightly more laterally than the other, form a set of natural weapons. Already, faint scars along the frill hint at encounters from older battles, or perhaps intraspecific disputes. Now, they're put to a real test. The predator hangs back for a fraction of a second. Tyrannosaurus towers above, hips just outpacing the ceratopsian shoulder. Its skull is low but steady, jaws parted just enough to reveal a line of serrated teeth, eventually specialized for puncturing heavy hide and bone. A faint scar sits along one side of its snout, the badge of past struggles. There's no rush here, just the slow, deliberate dance of ancient rivals. Nothing happens by chance. As the two giants eye each other, the floodplain's stillness amplifies every detail. Triceratops keeps its massive head faced forward, blocking any attempt by T-Rex to circle wide. The wide, bony frill, solid to the margin, covers its neck and shoulders. One leg tenses, shoulder muscles bulging as the animal considers its options. The ground beneath its tail and haunches is soft, silted from recent flooding, leaving little traction if a turn is needed. Triceratops edges sideways. Its gaze is intense. There's awareness of every move. The tension builds. T-Rex shifts, tail rigid and straight, huge feet leaving compressed tracks. Its forelimbs hang close to the body, no help for striking. But with every subtle head movement, its teeth stand ready. One notch on the upper jaw catches the light, a stable identity mark. It waits for a small mistake, nothing more. This is a battle of anticipation. Hunger tips the balance. Tyrannosaurus advances, closing the gap to only a few meters. It keeps its own belly angled away from those brow horns, head weaving left and right. Triceratops pivots, never letting those jaws out of sight. In modern terms, it's the ultimate Mexican standoff, locked by caution rather than bravado. Here, a single gap may decide not only who eats, but who survives. After seconds that feel like hours, T-Rex lunges. There's nothing subtle about the charge. The theropod's stride is heavy but controlled, its weight distributed perfectly over bent limbs. Triceratops reacts. Its horns come up fast. The first swing misses, a warning. T-Rex pulls back slightly, jaws snapping just short of the frill's rim. For now, there's no contact, just the crack of air, a warning of what could have been. Each animal returns to a guarded posture. There's no decisive strike, but the pressure climbs. Triceratops, breathing hard, repositions again. That solid frill, more than just an ornament, has just blocked a direct approach. T-Rex, having lost the jump, considers other options. In the late Cretaceous, every calorie counts. Neither animal can waste much energy. They're built for short bursts, not lengthy chases. Triceratops' movements are measured, every shift serving both defense and escape. Its tail rises, never dragging. The skin is pebbly, the back marked by subtle, muted stripes and patches that break up its outline in the dust and sun. These animals merge with their landscape, blending physical strength with evolutionary subtlety. Yet the standoff's not over. T-Rex feints right, snapping its jaws. Triceratops swings its horns, coming within centimeters of contact. Another stalemate. But in this kind of match, hesitation can be costly. The smallest slip, a missed angle, a stumble, can end the story in seconds. Micro hook. Every decision here is a roll of the dice. Movement elsewhere causes a pause. In the far distance, another Triceratops moves through the undergrowth, barely visible in the haze. It's a potential distraction, or maybe just a bystander. Predator and prey don't break their focus, but the moment brings a complication. For T-Rex, each second spent here risks losing opportunities elsewhere on the floodplain. For the Triceratops, the risk of alerting other predators or attracting scavengers rises. Crows, small, dark shapes, gather at the scene's fringe. They're not part of the action, but they're waiting for aftermath, whatever it may be. In this world, nothing is wasted. Both dinosaurs adjust their stances. Triceratops readies its entire body, not just the horns. Its barrel-shaped torso means even a sideways push could topple a less robust animal. Shoulders remain braced, head tucked in. That single massive frill serves as a moving barrier. T-Rex tries another approach, circling now, seeking a blind spot. The ceratopsian turns with it, refusing to show its vulnerable side. The predator's forelimbs splay just a bit, maintaining balance. For a moment, both freeze. Everything hangs on the next move. Suddenly, T-Rex accelerates. Triceratops lifts one front foot, ready to ram. But the predator slows just short of contact. It's a bluff, testing response. This kind of gamesmanship has been shaped by thousands of generations. Triceratops's horns are dangerous, especially head-on. Its frill offers no purchase for tooth or claw, no obvious point of attack. But no defense is perfect. If the predator can get past the horns, it might go for the neck or flanks, looking for any gap beneath the frill. That's where heavy teeth and powerful jaws count. It's why every standoff is a calculated risk. The sunlight now hits at just the right angle, showing a faint depression in the frill, a healed injury. It's proof this animal has faced danger before and survived. Another micro hook, one scar, one story, countless close calls. Both animals pause. Seconds spill into silence. In ecological terms, this is an energy equation. Every unnecessary move is a gamble. For Triceratops, staying planted means safety for now, but also ties it to a patch of low, drying vegetation. The floodplain's sweet clumps of cycads have already been grazed. The best feeding lies just out of reach. Hunger challenges caution. T-Rex considers its own limits. A failed attack means lost calories. There are easier meals on this floodplain, smaller dinosaurs, scavenging at half-picked carcasses, even weakened Triceratops left behind by the herd. But the risk of those horns is always high. Sometimes, intimidation is enough. The predator snorts, muscles tensing along its charcoal-mottled back. At this distance, even a slip on a fallen log could be fatal for either animal. The undergrowth here is treacherous, interspersed with logs and shoals from last season's floods. Triceratops has to factor terrain into every move. It shades its eyes. The sun is harsh up on this rise, dust floating in the air. Yet it never lets its guard down. It's lived too long to get careless now. Eventually, the predator backs off, slow, deliberate steps. It doesn't turn outright, but its snout lowers. Not defeated, simply reassessing. T-Rex can afford to wait. There are other places to try and other animals to target. This encounter may have cost some energy, but hasn't led to disaster. For now, a standoff will have to do. But on the Cretaceous floodplain, no tension goes unnoticed for long. As the day wears on, Triceratops resumes feeding, always with one eye on the horizon. It keeps its head low, powerful beak cropping tough, fibrous growth. That deep, solid frill is more than armor. It's the animal's survival plan, sheltering neck and shoulders from sudden attack. Its beak is made to shear, not bite, slicing stems with a single movement. Dental batteries march back along the jaw, built for grinding, never for offense. Time passes. The ground heats by midday, shimmering under the sun's glare. The Triceratops shifts position, foraging beneath open trees. Occasionally, it pauses at a shallow channel, a slight drop in the floodplain, still moist from recent rain. Water is scarce here, and every drink is a risk. Lowering the head to drink means making the back and side vulnerable. The animal keeps its stance wide, eyes up between gulps, then rises quickly. Another micro hook. Even the simple act of drinking carries a shadow of danger. Under a nearby conifer, a rival appears. Another Triceratops emerges, sifting the low foliage. The two face each other, no horns locked, but posture firm. They size each other up, circling briefly. There's a small display, a sidestep, a lowering of the frill, and a slow swing of the heavier horn. After a few tense moments, neither presses the point. The rival shoves at a bush, cropping noisily, ignoring the individual with the dark shoulder stripe and uneven brow horns. For this moment, territory is shared by mutual need. In the background, the predator lingers. T-Rex watches from the tree line, now farther off but still a potential threat. The interplay of these giants is shaped by silent rules, risk, reward, and constant recalculation. Carnivore and herbivore each pursue what they must. Some days, that means a direct clash. On others, near encounters are enough. Later, as the afternoon wears down, the wind stirs dust across the floodplain. Triceratops moves to new ground. It selects a patch of softer growth, sniffing its stems before biting. Even in simple foraging, its anatomy works hard. The bony beak and broad cheek region let it break and grind tough leaves, supporting a massive body on plant matter alone. But the day's not done. A sudden crash in the distance triggers a response. Triceratops swings its head up, all attention forward. It's not the predator this time. A smaller dinosaur blunders through, disturbing birds and releasing a scatter of dust. But it shows how vulnerable even large animals are in this world. Every sound demands a decision: stand, flee, or ignore. Here, every misstep can draw attention. Triceratops chooses caution now, shifting closer to a rocky outcrop where its side is less exposed. Micro hook. In a world of giants, safety is found in small advantages. Late in the day, signs of struggle appear nearby. There's a patch of disturbed earth, fresh depressions, a tangle of scuffed vegetation, shallow grooves consistent with heavy claws and dragging tails. At the center, a fallen branch blocks a direct route. This tells the story without showing the climax. Maybe earlier, a Triceratops didn't react fast enough. Maybe one of the smaller dinosaurs tried to cross at the wrong time. The aftermath is calm. No carnage, just the silent evidence of what plays out across this landscape every day. T-Rex often returns to these disturbance sites. It's an opportunist, just as likely to find a carcass as to chase down living prey. Sometimes, shed tyrannosaur teeth turn up in preserved bone beds, hinting at feeding events. But here, there's only inference. The predator must choose between risky live hunts and safer meals from dead or weakened animals. By dusk, the pressure eases. Triceratops moves back to an open clearing, surrounded by the shapes of distant conifers and low, coarse plants. There is no herd for company, just scattered individuals spaced across the plain. The air now carries a bit more chill, and wind picks up dust in long, low plumes. Another microhook. Survival isn't about victory. It's about being present when the sun goes down. Tonight, both dinosaur and predator hold their ground. Triceratops, marked by an old depression on the frill, stands resolute. The muted dark stripe along its shoulder is visible in the fading light, a reminder of individual identity in a world where most creatures blend into their environment. As night approaches, T-Rex moves off, searching for easier opportunities. It's a rhythm older than recorded time. Neither animal can afford a lingering confrontation that wastes energy or causes avoidable injury. Every encounter leaves a mark, sometimes a faded scar, sometimes a memory of tension, always a shift in the silent balance between power and caution. Millions of years later, fragments of bone and horn will carry these traces. Petrographic studies from the Hell Creek sediments confirm that Triceratops and T-Rex both walked this ground. While this particular evidence set stops short of showing the exact details, no preserved tooth marks matched to predator jaws. No shed teeth caught forever in ceratopsian bone. It shows us that these stories played out, not just once, but across generations. Nothing here is ordinary. Every survival arc, every clash, warning, and retreat shapes the legacy of these giants. For now, on this ancient floodplain, Triceratops survives another day. Thank you for joining me, Daniel Carter, on this exploration of one moment in deep time, where the horns met the bite and survival was written in bone and dust.